She put her fingers, one by one, onto the outline of the tattooed fingers on his back as she listened to him. "What are you doing?" he asked protectively. "I'm seeing if my hand fits." He did not stop her. "You've never told me the story of how you got this. I've seen sailors with marks and pictures on their arms and chests, but I did not know barons did such things." He sat tensely, her hand still on his shoulder. She hoped she had not offended him, comparing him to common sailors. "No, it is not something barons normally do, but I was not a baron when this was made." "It fits my own hand perfectly," she declared contentedly. He put his own larger one up to meet her fingers and left it there, holding hers. "The hand was smaller when Edita marked me with it," he told her, which only fueled her curiosity. "Edita gave you this?" she asked louder than she intended, astounded the gentle nurse would be allowed to tattoo her ward. She leaned over his shoulder to see his face and asked softly, "Will you tell me the story of how it was made?" He thought about it a moment. He had never told anyone about that day, not even Fabian or Stefan, but they had never asked either. "It is not a very interesting story," he remarked. Resi came around to stand in front of him. Her shift was nearly dry, no longer clinging to her skin. He draped his hands around her narrow hips as she stood in front of him. "How old were you, Mauro?" He shook his head. What he knew for certain about his wife was her need for details. What surprised him, sitting there looking into her eyes, was that he wanted to tell her everything. "I was just a boy still. It was my 13th birthday present." Oh, she had not imagined Edita would offer such a torturous gift. "Why would you ask for such a marking? It must have hurt." She touched his face gently as she gazed at him. It was hot from the sun. He found it distracting, but he answered her light-heartedly. "It was very painful, I remember, and unexpected. I did not ask Edita for the marking, but it was the right gift to give to me. I have not minded having it all these years. I have grown since then, and the hand has grown with me. I never looked at it really, but I always knew it was there." "Is the M in the center for Mauritius?" Mauro had not planned to have this conversation now, but there would never be a good time to talk about his brother.